Coach, thanks for braving the elements to get in here today. I know it's starting to get nasty, but you guys will play a game tonight. Regardless of what it does the rest of the day, the game will happen tonight between Kalamazoo and the Icemen.
Yeah, it's true. Kalamazoo came in last night to make sure they were here, and it will go as scheduled, and hopefully, the fans can make it down, and it doesn't get too nasty out there. But I know I can hear the hail falling against the windows right now, so we'll just have to see how it all sorts out. But there will be a game for us, that's for sure.
Well, it wouldn't be an interview. We talk about it every week. Roster changes. You guys get Chris Driedger back from the Ottawa Senators, but you've also, in his absence, have had Brandon Comm filling that role of your main goalie and doing a very good job of it over those last couple of weeks. So I imagine this is a good problem to have. You've got two quality goalies here. What's the plan for these two guys moving forward?
Yeah, I think, Commer's been battling an ankle injury since his first game in Cincinnati and, has done an outstanding job playing hurt for us. And, we just are going to give him a rest tonight with Chris here. And, Chris has been facing NHL shooters for a couple of weeks here. So I think, everything's going to slow down for him, and it should make it a little easier for him as a goaltender, seeing ECHL shots versus NHL shots. So I think Chris is ready. He's excited. He hasn't played in a couple of weeks, and he's really pumped about the opportunity tonight. And it gives Comer a rest, and Comer will probably play the next game Friday night.
Now, did everybody, when Chris returned to the fold, what was it like? I mean, was it that kind of storytelling, so to speak?
Yeah, I came out, and there was a crowd around Chris by the lockers there. He just got in, and, everybody was asking him what it was like and what happened and what the guys like. And Chris had, some great stories for the guys, and, it was a lot of fun. And, obviously he's very pumped and excited to have that opportunity.
Now, did he see any actual game action while he was up there in Ottawa, or was it more just practicing with the team?
Yeah, he was practicing and backing up, and didn't see any action. So, getting a chance to work with an NHL goaltending coach and having him there every day with you is definitely helpful to his game.
Well, I know you had a couple of other players called up as well, Hobson and the other escapes me. Yeah,
Rutkowski,
thank you.
Yeah.
They back up to Binghamton. So what do we do there, replacing them, and how's that look?
Well, fortunately for us, Johnson's back from his ankle injury, and he will play tonight, so that replaces Rudder. And we do have Miles Bell available. He's the extra forward tonight. He hasn't skated in 3 weeks, so we want to get him in shape. But we do have 10 forwards and 60 for tonight. And like I said, Miles is probably ready to go maybe a week from now. But, we are good health-wise as far as 16 guys go for a full lineup.
Well, you had a couple of games get away from you, I guess would be the word. You had leads late, played well, couldn't close out. A lot of times that's kind of to do with, when you just look at it, you want to think, well, it's got to do with conditioning and focus till the end.
Right.
Is that the case, or what did you see on the ice that just let it kind of slip away, for lack of better terms?
Well, I think when you're a team like we are, and so many negative things happening around you, and the losses mounting, it's very easy to slip into a negative mode as soon as the other team gets a goal, whether they make it 3-1, we're up in Fort Wayne, or whatever the case may be, and it's just like we're expecting it to happen, and we've talked about expectations on the show before, and teams expecting to lose and teams finding a way to lose versus teams that win and find a way to win and expect to win. So I think it's a little bit of everything, and we are shallow on defense, and we need a better defensive squad and a better defense in terms of personnel as well. So, that is not going to be corrected probably this year, but, we've got to battle through with what we have. And, the guys are trying to do everything we're telling them to do. They make mistakes on the ice that, cost goals, and, hopefully they're learning from those mistakes. We try to show them on video and try to help them that way. But, it is what it is right now. And, I think the biggest thing for me to tell the fans and to tell you guys is, we're going to try and make as many moves as we can before the March 12th deadline to better this team for the future and for next year. And if that leaves us shorthanded and a little bare because we're not getting anything in return right away and it's futures, then that's what we'll have to do and play with, guys that from the Southern Pro League or the Federal League that can help us, like the McDonald's, Bo Driscoll's, Sovas that have come in and played well here. So, we're going to do, like I said, whatever we can for next year. And this year is, and we still have enough points to make the playoffs, but will we? We'll just have to wait and see.
This you mentioned the McDonald kid who came in from a smaller league and was just lighting it up, and people wondering, well, okay, this is the next step up. How's he going to do? This kid's a real deal, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. For him to come in and put up 3 goals right away in 2 games is very impressive at this level, and to make the jump from the Federal League to this league, is a huge jump. It's almost 2 steps. You're going by the Southern Pro League and then coming right to here. But, he's one of those kids who's very opportunistic and seems to know where to go to find the puck. And, once he gets that opportunity, he may only get 1 chance a night, and it's in the net. And he makes very few mistakes. And you can see how he had the stats he had in the Federal League, the way he's playing here. And, he's quite a find for us. So, we're gonna let him play and let him keep going and see how he does, and hopefully have his rights for next year.
It's Evansville IceMen head coach Al Sims joining us in studio for his weekly segment In the Crease. Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3 and online, ESPNEvansville.com. When you look, and you just mentioned it a few minutes ago, talking about that, there's more moves coming before that March 12th deadline, or at least you're working towards them and hoping to make some moves. How much of your day is spent on that kind of stuff outside of, getting the guys to practice and going through your shoot-arounds and everything else that's part of it? How much of that is focused on looking at other teams, guys that are available, waiver wire guys, however it all works? How much of that do you spend in a day's time?
Yeah, I think with Josh and I, it's probably a couple hours between the two of us talking to coaches. We've been talking to just about every coach in the league about different deals and what they'd like to do and what we'd like to have. And, it's just coming to fruition and making a deal that's for a named player or for a future player that we know can help us next year. But I think, we spend a good part of our day at that, besides practice and preparing for practice and doing game tapes and stuff like that. But we definitely contact coaches just about every day and daily. And we're also contacting, university kids and college kids who are finishing up and are ready to come and maybe show their wares to us for next year. So from contacting them and coaches and, the recruitment process has already started.
Now, do you have a particular way you prefer to do it? Because you look at a team like the 76ers in the NBA, and everybody's scratching their head. They trade for guys that are pretty good name players, but then they turn around and trade them again for draft picks. And like you said, in your case, it's futures. Do you prefer? Is there one way you prefer? Like, I'd rather go maybe grab a free agent, so to speak, or a guy off the waiver wire that's just been cut, or do you prefer to collect all these futures in hopes that is where you will find the next evolution of this team? Or is it a blend of both?
Yeah, I think it's a blend, but I think for the most part you want to grab players, especially in future deals or deals that are happening now, that can play in the league. And we know that player can play in the league. We know he's a top 4 defenseman for another team and can certainly be a top 4 for us. We would definitely make that deal. And I think you're taking a bit of a risk on college players and players that,
right.
Haven't played at this level. And you're taking a bit of a risk because you want to know how they're going to adjust to the faster game, the bigger players, and things like that. So I think, it's a blend of both, though, because there are some players out there that are blue-chip prospects and will do well at this level.
When you talk about futures, for those that maybe don't understand exactly how that works, that doesn't just necessarily mean that you can just pick and choose whatever player you want from that team, does it? Or
No.
is there how does that play out?
Yeah, usually I'll talk to a coach and I'll tell them I'll allow you to protect 8 of your players at the end of the year, and I'll get a choice from the other 8 or 10.
Okay, so it's that
or
simple.
you can protect 10 players, or you can protect 5 players, depending on how good a player we're giving them will be the number of players he'll protect. Or he may say, I'll give you my number 2 defenseman once the season's over. And that name will be, whoever it is.
That decided by the end of the year.
And we will get that player once their season is finished.
It's a lot of wheeling and dealing.
Yes, exactly.
It's almost like
a lot of different ways to do it.
It's like Monopoly with hockey players is essentially what it is.
Exactly.
Evansville IceMen head coach Al Sims joining us in studio in the Crease. It's Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3 and online, ESPNEvansville.com. So, again, despite the weather, the game will happen tonight inside the Ford Center against Kalamazoo. People can make it out, fantastic, but a team that you are familiar with, a team you beat in their home a couple of weeks ago, what are you looking for your team to do tonight to try to get another win?
Well, we just want to come out with a better start than we had the last game, and going down 3-0 in the first period kind of put us out of the game. And although we came back to 3-2, it just was too much for our team to overcome. But I think tonight you're going to see the team come out flying. We are definitely going to have a better first period and be more involved in the game. I think, after long road trips, and this happened to me in San Jose, we'd go away for 3 weeks and we'd come home for the first game and we'd get blown out of our own rink. And it happens to a lot of teams out west, Anaheim, LA, and those guys. And you usually don't get your feet under you till the second or third game and realize that you're at home and you have that advantage and you're feeling at home and ready to take advantage of it. So hopefully tonight we will take advantage.
Well, you're home now on basically the final home stand of the season, I believe. Might be another one, but I know you're home for quite a few nights now.
Yeah.
And this is the last string for fans to get out and take a look at the IceMen, and hopefully they get out and do that. Friday night, Ryan and I will be out there for our show here for ESPN. If you get a chance, I believe it'll be between first and second period.
Sure.
I know you'll be a little busy. If you get a chance, stick your head out. Ryan will be riding a tricycle. That's going to be fun.
That's what I'm being told.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. I get to ride a tricycle on the ice.
A tricycle. I don't know better than that.
They put me in a hamster ball this season. I've what else did I do? Something with a sumo wrestling thing. I wasn't in the suit, but I did that. And this time around,
that one,
I think there's somebody in your front office is just going, what kind of wild thing can we make Ryan do at a game that doesn't involve actually putting him in a suit? Because we've seen how that goes as well. So, well, best of luck to you tonight, Coach. Again, stay safe. I know the roads may be pretty nasty tonight, but hopefully things go well with you and the team tonight. You can get another win in the win column this evening inside the Ford Center. Puck drops at 7:15. Our coverage will begin, of course, at 7 o'clock here on ESPN Evansville 105.3 and online, ESPNEvansville.com. Appreciate the time as always.
Hey, thanks, guys. Great talking to you.